Apparently I'm live. Hello, everyone. My name is Trisha, your pattern nerd friend, coming to you from Creative Costume Academy, which is my little world on the internet where we talk about all things pattern making, fitting, and sewing. I'm coming at you live today because we are coming down to the wire for Pattern Con. If you are new to my world, you may not have heard about Pattern Con, but Pattern Con is the first ever convention completely dedicated to pattern making. And that encompasses fitting and, of course, sewing. Basically, everything that you need to do before you get to the sewing part so that you can ensure success in achieving the end result that you're looking for is what we're focusing on at Pattern Con. I am over the moon. It is coming up so soon. So Pattern Con will be happening August 16th and 17th. Yes, that means next month. Lots to do. So much fun. The reason I'm jumping on today is that in order to get prepared for everything that we have planned for Pattern Con, we are having to close ticket sales so that we know what the guest list is going to be, what food preferences are, who's in what classes, and all the other logistics and details that go into running a convention like this. So far, we have 236 people who are joining us in Charlotte, North Carolina is where it's going to be held. We have over 36 class offerings, all about pattern making, fitting, upcycling, vintage pattern drafting, historical pattern drafting, fitting sleeves, fitting pants. Oh my gosh. Mindset around why you might procrastinate, accepting your body type, bust support through the ages. And the list goes on. Digital pattern making, projector pattern making. Plus, we have some amazing keynote speakers. The wonderful and infamous Mimi G will be one of our keynote speakers. We also have the Veronica B. Cole, who's going to be talking about all things plus size and loving your body. Also, projector sewing she's teaching a class on, and unisex pattern hacking, because pattern hacking is, let's face it, the entry drug into pattern making and making your own patterns. We are offering hot lunches both days with full snack packs for you to stay charged and energized throughout the whole weekend. Everything is included unless there's some specific materials that you need for the classes that you choose. Let me see. There's going to be a vendor alley. We have some great vendors lined up. We have some great pattern companies that are going to be selling their patterns. We have a couple of people selling ready-made garments. We have some books. We're going to be selling tools. There's some cool swag stuff that we might have as well. There's, oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of all of that. We have Ditto Form, which will be talking about great dress forms, that are exactly a copy of you and your body. So, it's like making a clone of yourself. Let me see. We're going to have games. We're going to have challenges. There's going to be, of course, a photo wall. There's lots of networking. We have prizes to give away. We have door prizes. We have raffles. It is just going to be the biggest party around pattern making that has ever existed. And it's the first year. First year, because we definitely are doing this again. It has been such a huge hit. And it's been a struggle being the first year of existence. And yours truly has been the one to kick off this dream. And as much work as it has been, I am so over the moon to have this actually be happening. So ticket sales will be closing this Friday, 3 days, if you include today, at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. So if you've been on the fence about, yeah, this sounds like a cool idea. Oh, I'll wait and I'll get my tickets as it gets closer. We will not be selling tickets after this Friday. The reason for that is there's a lot of things that we can't move forward on until we know the final number of how many people are coming. We have to order the lanyards, all of the things to make this event be as epic as possible. And classes need to be delegated and people need to know what to bring and prepare for. And we need to know on our side as well. So I came on because I just wanted to see if there were any questions that I could answer. I see there are a couple people. Hi, welcome. Hello. I'm a live person. You can chat with me. Hey, even if you don't have any questions, what are your thoughts? Would you be interested in going to a Pattern Con? This is the first year, hopefully, of many. It is a dream that I have had for the last, 3 years. I would say I've been talking about this with my pattern making friends and my students. This has all come about because I just really, really strongly believe that if you want to take your sewing to the next level where you're charging clients, where you can make anything that you can imagine, which is how I established my career. For those of you who don't know, I have been a professional costume maker for over 20 years, making costumes for big theatrical productions. My clients include Disney, Cirque du Soleil, Blue Man Group, various Broadway shows. That's basically all I've ever done outside of being a coffee barista when I was a kid. And because of my knowledge in pattern making, because a lot of times when you're creating costumes for big productions, they don't exist. It's not something I can go, well, now it's a little harder, but I can't go and find a simplicity pattern that is going to be what I need it to be and be able to fit the person I'm trying to make a costume for. So my knowledge in pattern making and fitting also grew through my experience, but it's also what allowed me to be a professional costumer and make a living doing so. So I strongly believe in this skill, and it's everything. It's everything. If you want your clothes to fit, if you want to be able to take a pattern and change details that make it more uniquely yours, all of that is pattern making. If you want to be able to take a garment, copy that pattern, make it into a new garment so that you have this, that is pattern making. If you want to be able to take an existing garment that already exists and know how to alter it to make it fit better or turn it into a different design, that's pattern making. So not only do I feel like this is a great way for us to learn these skills, to pass on these skills, to empower one another. And boy, do we need that more than ever these days, I believe. It's also, I don't believe that pattern making has had its day in the spotlight. You always, and I always say this analogy, think of all of the famous designers that you know, Christian Dior, Yves Saint Laurent, Dolce & Gabbana, all of those designers that you love. Some of them will be the ones who actually drape and draft the patterns of the designs that you are seeing. Majority of the time, they have their team, their pattern maker, draper, firsthand, whatever you want to call that person, the figure it out person who takes their sketch, their design, their idea, their vision, and turns it into an actual garment that exists, that can be put on the body, that can be sold. That is not often the designer who is doing that. It is the pattern maker. It is the person who has those draping pattern making skills that is able to create that, turn that vision into a reality. And those people don't get credit. Those people, I don't know any of do you know any of their names? I don't know any of their names. And I just feel like without that person, without that skill, those garments wouldn't exist. So I really feel like we should be celebrating the heck out of how cool pattern making is and the people who know it and are good at it and especially want to pass it on to others. So that's another reason for Pattern Con. The dream is to have awards that we give out to people who are doing amazing things in the industry, celebrate them, learn from them, hear from them, and all of that. We do have a lot of our teachers. We have 17 different teachers, plus we have the two keynote speakers. Veronica is also going to be teaching. Mimi G is a keynote. We also have Kenneth D. King, who is a friend and an icon in the sewing era. He was unfortunately double booked, but I said, Kenneth, I can't do this without you. So he has created a special virtual keynote, special message, special class just for PatternCon that we will be airing, during our weekend. It is a Saturday, Sunday. It is located in Charlotte, August 16th and 17th, and tickets close on Friday. So I just wanted to come on and answer questions, and I'm not seeing anybody's questions. Can somebody say hi in the chat, even if it's just, hey, or, hope you have a good day or whatever. Maybe nobody is listening and watching. I am just over here doing my job as a good little business owner, making sure everyone knows about, hi, Marta, thank you so much. Just wanted to make sure it was working. Hi, Jen, thank you so much for saying hi. And if you guys are here, can you push the like button as well? Because that also helps the algorithm. It tells YouTube that people are actually interested in what I'm saying. Thank you. I just want to make sure it works. You never know with technology. And you're going to be a volunteer. Yes, Kathleen. Yes. Hi, good to see you. So, we do have some volunteers. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm getting special stuff ready together for you as well. People are going to love the volunteers because you guys have a very special job that's going to make it super exciting for everyone else. For those of you who don't know, so I didn't know how this was going to go. I have never hosted a convention before, but I have a lot of experience working with big events, like I just mentioned. And I have a lot of people helping me who do have experience with this. But we didn't know how the ticket sales were going to go. We didn't know how many people were going to be interested in PatternCon. So we have to max out at 300 people. So being at 236 at this point is amazing. I'm very happy with that. And who knows where we'll be by Friday. Can't make it this year, but I wish you the best of luck. Thank you, Jen. Thank you so much. Yeah, we are going to hopefully keep it going. And I didn't know, we had our volunteers. So we had 30 volunteers that we needed help from some extra help. They also purchased a ticket, but they get special VIP treatment. We sold out of those 30 volunteers in less than 2 minutes. And when I did a retreat, which was our kind of stepping stone to see if people were interested in this, we had to limit it to 20 people. That sold out in 45 seconds. So I didn't know how PatternCon ticket sales were going to go. I didn't know that I would have been in marketing and sales for a couple of months. So it's kind of a little bit of a relief to be like, okay, there's an end date, and I don't, it's not that I'm tired of talking about it, because I absolutely am over the moon and excited. Like, my brain can't even comprehend all the amazing people I'm going to get to see, all the amazing experiences we're all going to have. I am so excited, but I'm ready to stop talking about it. Like, either you're going to join us or catch us on the next one, right? But I'm ready to just move on to the planning, getting everything together. We've already been doing this, obviously, but just making it as special as I know it's going to be. Fun fact, it took 16 seconds to enter my credit card info. I'm glad that you know that. I was so scared that I wouldn't get a ticket. Yeah, man, those tickets went so fast. And we have some special things planned for the volunteers. I actually have some extra goodies downstairs for you guys right now. And you get some extra special time with me. That is what I am so excited about, is that not only are we talking about my absolute favorite subject and empowering people to take this on and hopefully inspire and motivate them to take their sewing to the next level, to get rid of that fear and grow the confidence in knowing what to do in a fitting, and to have fun while you're doing it. But also, I'm just looking forward to being in a room full of people who get it, who love the same thing I am, who are like sewing excited, like just to commiserate on that level, to connect with people that I've known like this, that, like, I know your names, I've seen you here, my students that I've been working with virtually. I am so excited to just be able to be in person, give you a big hug. And there's certain things, I mean, doing it, learning and teaching. For those of you who don't know, I have a virtual membership called the Pattern Place that I've had for, gosh, probably 4 or 5 years now. And I have several students from all over the world, and we love that. And it's such a great way to stay connected and to get together on projects. But there's nothing like being in person. There's certain things that just don't translate. And the cool thing is, because sewing is such a solitary craft, right? Like, oftentimes we're in our own sewing rooms by ourselves. Maybe we'll jump on a live or connect with somebody virtually, or social media has been really great for that too. But when you're struggling, when you're trying to get pinned into your mock-up, when you're trying to like figure this thing out, nothing is better than like being able to be like, hey friend, what do you think? Or, hey, can you help me with this? Or just bouncing ideas off of someone. And I think that's going to be a really fun part of PatternCon, is not only will they get to connect at PatternCon and be in that room and party with everyone, which I think will just be like a total homecoming for a lot of us, but also to build those friendships and continue that on beyond the weekend. Like, when we did the retreat for 20 people, and I will say that, I think most of them are also coming to PatternCon, those 20 people, and are volunteers. Most of them are volunteers. But they left and they stayed friends. Like, they've created a group in Virginia, and they connect over there, and they've become fitting buddies. And so it's beyond the weekend. The weekend is just where we connect and we party and we celebrate and we like have a big love fest and empower one another and follow our joy and learn about things that we love and expand on our skills. But we get to connect with each other and party and just celebrate this craft that we love so much. And then that's the beginning of new friendships, new relationships, new connections, new network connections. There's a lot of business owners that are going to be coming. And I think that's going to be really great, because having a sewing business, let me tell you, I know from experience, is a lot of work. It's a lot of work to turn your hobby into a business. And I'm not saying that everybody there will be doing that or that's a desire for them, because sometimes you just want to have a hobby. But for those of you who have, to connect with other business owners, especially ones who are in the sewing business, I think is going to be really beneficial to everybody who is there, who is connecting, because I know that has helped me in my business as well. So just a couple of things that I am looking forward to. Do we have any questions while I'm here? I've seen a few more people jump on. If not, I just wanted to get this out here into the internet world because time is running out. We are 3 days left to grab your tickets. We do have to cap it at 300, and we are hovering at the 240 mark. So it is possible that we could get a big rush and run out of space. But, I just want to make sure that if this is something that sounds like exactly what you've been looking for, that you don't miss out on this opportunity. I did drop the link in the description. If you want to check out more of the details, you want to see all the teachers and what they're teaching, and a little bit more about all of the things involved, the hotel that we're connected with. It's a beautiful hotel, and basically we're taking over the whole space. We are taking over every possible open classroom, and we are going to be positioned in the main ballroom. So we're going to have main ballroom events. So even people who are taking all the classes that can take, they are not going to miss out on the giveaways that we're going to do, and the keynote speakers, and the games and challenges that we're going to have, and all the other fun stuff. And of course, lunch. And instead of stuffing the vendors in a corner somewhere, on a different level where people maybe don't know that they're there or don't know where to find them, they are going to be in that main ballroom area as well. So you are going to get to see all these beautiful patterns. We have Stephanie Canada, who's going to be having her vintage patterns, which now we don't know how many more patterns we're going to get. So vintage patterns are really a wonderful, as a pattern nerd, I love all of that. We have Mrs. Depew, who's going to have her scale up vintage patterns and drafting. And she's also teaching a class on how to use those kinds of patterns. Like I said, we have other pattern companies like Folkwear Pattern is going to be there, and her new pattern line, Green Pepper. And we have Diane, I forget the name of her company, but she designs patterns for the more mature body, because as we age, our bodies change. And she has specifically centered on that niche to help people who are at that stage in their life start with something that's going to fit more to their body. We have books that we're going to be selling. One of my favorite, Clone Your Clothes by Claire Louise Hardy. I'm going to have a couple of copies of those for sale. We're going to have tools, pattern paper, things that you would want if you were wanting to create patterns. We have ready-made garments. We have like lingerie packs, I think, like with fabrics and things to make lingerie. We also have a bra making class and all of that. Jen says, in the future, would you consider doing a virtual option for the convention? It's possible, Jen, and that is something that has been thought of. The deal with doing an in-person convention like this is one thing, Wi-Fi and technology involved. Like the cost of audiovisual equipment in an event space like this is astronomical. So because this is our first year, and because of all the other logistics, I didn't want to add that on and not be successful, I want to be mindful of how much I'm taking on so that everyone has an epic experience. But it is something that I will be considering and thinking about for the future. It just takes some more logistics with gear and technology that I just didn't have the space to bandwidth to figure out this year, and the cost. It creates it's a different cost as well. But definitely am considering how to improve. And this is the first year, right? So we are learning a lot about, what kinds of classes people really are gravitating more towards, and, what the setup can be and how we can improve it, of course, as we go down the line. But yeah, I know. And to let you know, thank you so much, Marta. I believe it. I really feel that. Thank you so much. The other thing is we are hosting in Charlotte, North Carolina this year, but our plan is to move. Our plan is to move around. We will be announcing where we are planning to host PatternCon next year at this year's convention. The ultimate goal is to end up in Las Vegas, because I used to live in Las Vegas. I have a lot of friends there, and it's set up for conventions. We need to make sure we have the following and the funds to be able to do that. But that is the ultimate goal. So I know for people, especially international, we do have some international people coming to PatternCon. I'm so excited about that. We have somebody coming all the way from Vancouver. We have somebody coming from Mexico. I think we have a couple people coming from South Africa. We have somebody coming in from the Netherlands. So I am so excited. And, whenever we're looking for these places of where to host a convention, we're trying to keep a lot of things in mind. How easy is it to get to? We do have a free airport shuttle to the hotel, so that wasn't a concern of people who were flying in. Obviously space for our classes and everything like that, and a place that there would be other things to do in town besides the convention, in case your spouse or kids or anybody would want to join us. So doing it in Vegas is a really easy place to fly in and out of. So especially internationally as well. So that's another reason why that's my goal. We'll see how, maybe 5 years, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, right? Let's get through year one first. But so far it's going great. Who is it? Kathleen is super excited. We have a Facebook group, just to let you know. So if you are interested in joining us for PatternCon, we would love to have you. If you are excited about sewing, learning more about sewing, connecting with people who love sewing, this is the event for you. If you are interested in checking out more about it, the link is, I posted it in the description. When you go to that page, it will share with you all the details about what's included, about the hotel, about the keynote speakers, about all of the teachers. I think the only two teachers that are not listed on there are me, because I forgot to say what classes I'm teaching. I am teaching 3 classes. One will be about sleeve fitting and figuring out how to fit your sleeves. The other will be abstract origami pattern making. So it's kind of a more advanced making, very, because that kind of leads into the whole costume thing, and then the third one will be order of construction, which is something we actually talked about in my membership today, because while you can make your own patterns, not saying that that is your desire, because fitting and altering, upcycling, all of that can be considered pattern making as well. But when you're making your own patterns from scratch, you don't have instructions for how to sew those patterns. So I felt it was really important to include that in our in our class lineup. So those are the only classes. Well, that and my other friend, Alyssa Smith, who is a trauma-informed coach, and she helps people overcome procrastination and whatever might be holding them back from being their best selves. And she is going to be teaching a class about how to not be waiting to why you might really be waiting till the last minute to sew your garment for that event, and how you can maybe break that down and not always have to be rushing to the finish line. So she will be teaching a class about that. Those are the only 2 that I forgot to get on that sales page, but everything else, all the other details, all the other facts and everything are included there. And there will be several buttons that you can click to say, yes, I want to sign up. You sign up immediately. You are given a confirmation email that will invite you to the private Facebook group where you can connect with attendees beforehand and, kind of see if people there's people like making dinner plans and going fabric shopping and doing other fun stuff outside of the convention, which is really cool. And then you'll also get a link to pick your classes, to pick your class registration, and find out about, pick your top picks so that we have you set up in your classes as soon as we close the doors. And then we've got your email. We need to know, what your food preferences are, because again, we are serving hot lunches for both days and we are providing snacks. So you're going to have a snack pack, because I don't know about you guys, but when I'm really into something, I'll forget to eat. And then all of a sudden I'm like angry and exhausted. And I'm like, why am I so exhausted? Oh, I didn't eat anything. So we want to take the food worries off the table for you so that you can just enjoy the fun, connect with your people. We will provide food and snacks and keep you hydrated for the weekend so that you can focus on learning all the best things. But we need to know if you have any specific food preferences so that we can make sure that we are accommodating for everybody. So there will be a form for you to fill out about that, and what your specific name might want to be on your lanyard, because everybody gets fancy lanyards. And I forget what other questions are in there, but you immediately start connecting with everyone. And let me tell you, the excitement in the Facebook group is unreal. Like, everyone is super stoked and just excited for all the things. Sandra said, you definitely took good care of us at the Fitabulous Fit weekend. That's Sandra. Sandra did join us. She was one of our 20 people who joined us for the weekend that we did leading up to, hey, are people going to want to come together in person and learn about fitting and pattern drafting? It was a resounding yes, selling out in 45 seconds. And yeah, we had tons of food at that retreat. Actually, we're still kind of waiting to hear from attendees, about food preferences before we finalize our menu selections. But I have a meeting about that on Tuesday with the hotel, and we are going to be ordering our snacks for our snack packs and putting those all together for you. We got cute little stickers and everything. Oh my God, like all the little things. That's what I'm excited to focus on. So anyway, I am so excited to be hosting this event. I cannot wait to bring everybody together. And I am just so over the moon. This is just going to be so epic. And I know the beginning of, just more to come, and the beginning of some really great relationships. Everyone I love, except for Kenneth, because he couldn't be there, but he'll be there virtually. Everyone I love, everyone who has helped me build this community over the last 4 or 5 years is going to be in this room. Like, it is so special. The love for patterns, the love for sewing, the love for this craft, the love for this community is going to be bursting out of every seam of this hotel. And yeah, I just, for that, I'm like, oh my God, am I going to be able to contain my excitement on top of like teaching and doing all the things? I know that I will, because I thrive in that. And yeah, it's just going to be an utter blast. So this, I just wanted to come on, make sure everybody knew this is my attempt at shouting from the rooftops. I am everywhere you can find me. This is what I'm talking about. Everyone in my life, whether they know about sewing or not, knows about PatternCon. So, but we are just running out of time if you want to join us. Running out of time, running out of spaces. So if you have any questions, you can always email me, hello@creativecostumeacademy.com. We are here to make sure that you don't miss out on this epic event if it's something that will help you. And we want to make sure that we have everybody, I try to be as transparent and informational as possible. Some things, you know, we won't know until further down the line or after this first year. But I love, you know, the questions like maybe we can do a virtual option. You know, if there are suggestions, we're definitely going to be taking feedback, because this is not, you know, I think of it as a party. It's going to be a big party where we get to learn and like do all this stuff. And that's my vision for it. But it's not for me. This party isn't for me. This party is for pattern making as a skill. And it's for all of you. It's for everybody coming. And I feel like there's been a lot of heavy things happening in life lately, and we need to hold on to those things that bring us joy. We need to hold on to those things that come from a place of love and happiness, and empower ourselves to put forth effort into what we can control, into what we can do, right? And we can create, we can sew, we can make things with our hands. And for me, that is healing and makes me happy when other things maybe are frustrating that I can't do anything about, right? So it's also about that. Anyway, the link's down below. Hit me up if you got any questions. Hopefully I'll see you next month in August. If you can't make it this year, I hope you consider joining us next year, because it's going to be unreal. And of course, after this event, we will have the proof to share with you, the videos, the pictures, the love, the testimonials, all of that. But I am not worried for a minute, because I know half the people personally who are going to be here, and I just can't wait. All right, everyone, that's all for me for now. Hopefully we'll see you at PatternCon. And if not, I will see you around here in the virtual world, because as long as we are connecting, learning, and spreading this joy and knowledge, I'm here for it. All right, everybody. Hope you have a good one. Bye. Let me see. How do I? There we go.